Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on OneSpotMedia.com.
COVID-19 protocols were thrown out the window as scores of supporters for both political parties turned out in large numbers on nomination day. Now, the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party each nominated 63 candidates. 13 independent candidates will also contest the September 3 poll.
There was also a rare occurrence where two candidates were nominated in absentia. JLP candidate and incumbent for St. Mary Western, Robert Montague, and the JLP incumbent for St. Catherine South Central, Andrew Wheatley, are in isolation awaiting their COVID-19 test results.
Now, we'll have comprehensive coverage on today's activities later in the newscast. But first, more findings from the RJR Gleaner Don Anderson poll.
Our focus this evening, how Jamaicans view the Andrew Holness-led government. Vashon Brown has been looking at the numbers and now joins us in studio. Vashon.
Thank you so much, Herman and Janella. Now, remember yesterday I mentioned that public perception of the People's National Party and its president, Dr. Peter Phillips, remained low. But despite the low performance ratings for both the PNP and its president, there was a slight improvement in the ratings. What is clear, though, from this latest poll is that the government is better perceived than the opposition. Most Jamaicans have a positive view of the government. And again, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has a higher positive performance rating than the overall government. At the beginning of the year, the government was touting its progress in a number of areas, including the economy. But COVID-19 came, and the talk has now turned to building back stronger. The JLP administration has also had to deal with a number of scandals in entities like Petrojam and the Caribbean Maritime University CMU. During the period July 23 to August 4, Jamaicans were asked to rate the performance of the government.
34% who thought the government's performance was good, and 23% who thought the performance was very good. So we have a combined 57% of all persons interviewed who felt the government's performance was a positive one.
That 57% is a 19-point increase in the government's positive rating when this poll is compared to the one done in February 2020. In February, 38% of respondents rated the government's performance as either good or very good. Put another way, this latest poll shows that the government is better perceived now than it was earlier this year. As for those who gave the government a negative performance rating in this latest poll,
in July, we had 5.7% of the persons that we interviewed saying that the performance of the government was very poor. We also had 6.2% who were saying that the government's performance was poor.
In the February 2020 poll, 25% of the respondents described the government's performance as either poor or very poor. In other words, there's a 13-point decrease in the government's negative rating when this poll is compared to the last poll. 31% of the respondents rated the government's performance as average.
It says that people are fairly comfortable with the government's performance. They thought that they have performed very well over the period. And between February and now, we're talking about 7 months, 5 months really. They're fairly happy with how the government has performed.
As for the Prime Minister's performance rating, Andrew Holness was again given a higher positive rating than his party. In this latest poll, 32% of respondents rated the Prime Minister's performance as good. 33% rated his performance as very good. That's an overall 65% positive performance rating for Mr. Holness. His positive performance ratings have moved up by 16 points since February.
In February, we had 10% who felt the performance of the Prime Minister was very poor, and 13% who thought it was poor. So we had a 23 combined percentage who felt negatively about the performance of the Prime Minister. On this particular poll in July, we had 5.1% who thought his performance was very poor and 5% who thought it was poor.
So the Prime Minister's negative rating went down by 13 points. Almost 25% of the respondents rated the Prime Minister's performance as average. Now, Jamaicans are also asked to list the best performing minister, and again, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has been named as the top performer.
Now, we had the COVID crisis to deal with, and the Minister of Health, Chris Tufton, was on the television, on the media, virtually, several hours during each day. He is perceived by 59% of the persons we interviewed to be the best performing minister. That outstrips everybody else. But running behind him was Nigel Clarke, Minister of Finance, at 9.7%, and Desmond McKenzie at 6.2%. So that rounds off the top three. How does that compare to February? Tufton was also the best performing minister in February, but then by only 21%. And we say only compared to 59%.
In the Economic Growth and the Job Creation Ministry, Darrell Vaz was named the worst performing minister, followed by Agriculture Minister Audley Shaw, then National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang. Remember to join us tomorrow when we will release the party standings.